When is it too late to change careers? It's normal to have second thoughts about your job and changing your career. According to studies, over 80% of people aged 45 and beyond have thought about doing a career pivot, but only 6% actually do. And the reason for that is that for the vast majority of people, they're in what's called a comfort zone. You've got your commitments, you've got your bills, you've got your outgoings. You're just better off where you are, right? Even though deep inside you, you know you deserve better. You know you can do better, but you're settling. You're settling for enough. And if you're going to be truly successful in your career, you need to have intentionality. You need to be strategic. You can't just wing it and drift right through, because what happens then, you develop a drift complex. And we can all do that from time to time. But the 4 key components of successful career planning is: number 1, you need to identify what your interests are. What do you actually want to do? Ask yourself this question: what do I want? And for too many people, there's a hesitation and there's confusion rather than fusion. But if you don't know what you want and you don't know what you want to do, then how on earth are you going to get to where you want? So it's vital that we understand that important mechanism of what we want and what our interests are and our skills, what we're good at. Number 2 is to make a decision. For too many people, they sit on it. Oh, one day I'll do this and one day I'll do that. No, make it day 1. Make it day 1 and make a decision. Don't procrastinate. Don't kick the can continuously down the road, because it gives you a false sense of security, a false sense of illusion that you're going to do something, but you actually never end up doing it in the end. And actually not making a decision is making a decision. Number 3 is to set goals. It's really important when it comes to your career. You have short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. Short-term goals can be daily or weekly. Medium-term goals can be monthly or quarterly. And then long-term goals could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year plan, depending where you're at. But without having deadlines, none of these goals matter. And that's where so many people go wrong with goal setting. They can set goals, but they don't have the time deadlines to those goals. And it's really important to do that, because it keeps you in check. You can then monitor your progression, track it by those deadlines. And in all of that, we need to have what's called accountability. Accountability to ourselves and accountability to our dreams and goals and aspirations, and hold ourselves to account. But it's not always easy to do that. So if you find that hard, you need to have what's called an accountability partner. And as the UK's number 1 accountability coach, that's precisely what I do. I have laser-like focus on you to get the best out of you and fulfill your potential. And the 2 reasons why people don't fulfill their potential in life is: number 1, they don't realize their gold, what they're good at, what they know. They diminish it, they devalue it. And number 2, they don't optimize it. There's no use being the world's best kept secret. If you're not visible, you're invisible. And number 4, we need to test the viability of our dreams, of our goals, of our aspirations, those ideas that we want to do, those career pivots that we may want to do. We need to break them down. We need to do what's called a SWOT analysis. We need to look at the pros and cons. Is it viable economically? Does it fit in terms of our work-life balance? We spend on average 2,000 hours a year at work. What affects us in our professional life affects us in our personal life. So promise yourself this: today's going to be different. I'm going to do something about today for a better tomorrow. Because if we don't hold ourselves fundamentally account in our lives and hold ourselves responsible, then we're going to continuously outsource it for someone else to write our stories and to hold that pen. So if you want to have a conversation with me to find out more for a free 15-minute chemistry call, send me a message and let's make the change. Because if nothing changes,